matches up very well with the Crimson Tide year after year. And last year, David...
Oh, he's got some space. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
I am impressed with the physicality we're seeing up front by this offensive line. Playing on the road, they knew they wanted to get the run game established, and they are doing just that. They're not just getting 3-4 yards a pop. They are gashing this defense.
On the option. He'll toss it. He breaks the tackle. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play.
This offense is going to challenge the defense with their assignment football in the option game, and they're doing it here early in the first quarter. Great job by the quarterback, making all of his reads. Nobody accounting for the pitch guy, so you flip it out to him, and a nice gain offensively here. And this is something the defense now is going to have to contend with for the rest of the game, trying to stop this option attack.
Last couple of plays, the offense seems to be just one step ahead, David.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to do something to disrupt the timing, the rhythm. I got to do something that they're not expecting, because right now they got the run and they got the pass working. So this defense, they have to find something new to kind of confuse this offense.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Got his man. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it from the gun. Got enough for the first down. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
So far, it's been a rough first drive for this defense, but I tell you what, guys, all can be forgotten if they can bow up and make a stand right here. You got a goal-to-go situation. You know they're going to try to be physical. The field's already shrunk. Get some momentum back right here. Get a big stand. At least hold them to 3.
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Quarterback will keep it. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. And it slips just inside that right upright. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
I know one thing this head coach does every week is he challenges his guys to start fast. It's so important today, playing on the road in this kind of environment. You saw a nice drive. They didn't get the touchdown they would have loved, but still, kicking that field goal and taking this early lead, that's a statement for the visiting team.
So LSU's offense will have its first possession of the game. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Oh, he makes the catch. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain.
During the week, you got to talk to your quarterback. Quarterback, what do you like? What's your favorite, safest routes, easiest reads? Love coming out with those early with the short passing game.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
That's a really nice run. One thing I love about him is he's got versatility. Reminds me of a guy I used to play against back in the day, Kevin Farley. He could catch the ball, he could run the ball, he could block, he returned kicks. He did everything for the LSU Tigers, and this guy, he's got that ability too. So many different tools in his toolbox.
Breaks into the open. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
I think a big part of the formula to this team's success is their ability to get after the quarterback. In game one, they had 6 sacks and obviously won that football game. They know coming into this one today, they have got to be able to get after the quarterback, and they're off to a great start.
Second down, they'll go to the air. That's caught. It's ball. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Tigers back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. And the offense went right back to their man, and this time the defense was ready to stop him.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Leaves it with the running back. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They'll ride Davis here. He's able to fight his way for a couple of yards, but it'll be fourth down and 3. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And as a holder picks his spot, it'll be a 25-yard attempt. It's good. Easy call for the ref. And the kick is good, and guys, we have ourselves a tie ball game.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
After that latest answer, tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. Here comes that Alabama offense. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
They'll need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Wants to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. Picked off. A rare misread and mistake from this quarterback. Able to stay on his feet and get the ball to the 21-yard line.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Snagged in the middle. It's Turbin. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. LSU lining up first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Offense trying to pay it off on second and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tiger!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defense all year long.
On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They'll start this drive down by a touchdown, trailing 10-3. This noise is deafening, trying to keep this offense from being able to operate. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on second and short. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. The encroachment penalty on the D gives the offense a free 5 yards. As a defense, you hate to let them move the chains on a penalty, but that's what they did. It's 1st and 10. Ocean from the wideout. On the run, it's Peace. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Throws to the tight end. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads it left. Wide open downfield. Hits the afterburners. A giant chunk of yardage picked up there, and they're down to the 24. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another 1st down. Quick release on the RPO. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. From the gun, running back on the move. Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. 3rd and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a 3rd down opportunity that's in their favor.
Makes the catch. And he wanted to score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2.
Perfect timing to call that pass play. It's 3rd and short down here in the red zone. Everybody in the stadium expecting you to run the football, and if you don't get it, maybe you kick a field goal, maybe you go for it on 4th. You don't have to worry about that now. Because of the pass completion, it's 1st and goal.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Really good job by this defense, understanding responsibility football, playing the first option, playing the second option. There was absolutely nowhere to go. Nice job being dialed in.
Looking for the end zone. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skill players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And he added the extra point. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Pulls it, fire complete. Turning it on. Touchdown, Tigers. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, while we have a moment, let's peek in on what's going on in a big one in the American. UAB is trailing right now, but let's be honest. The program that turned out Roddy White should never be counted out of any game. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to North Texas. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They'll go to work trailing 17-10 and hoping to put together a productive drive. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Peace. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge 3rd down coming up. From the gun, wants to pass. He lost one down the sideline. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Bring in the heat. He's going to run it. And he scurries out of bounds and wisely avoids taking the big hit. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. fire. A shot toward the end zone. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Long incompletions are okay. We got to take shots. You got to make big plays in college football. I love that you're taking shots. Keep taking them. Some of those are going to come home. Some of them aren't. But when they come home, they equal big-time points.
Third down play from the gun. Makes the grab. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
The Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. The give on the inside. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The give to Davis. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, 2nd and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's 3rd down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. Caught, close to the marker, it's Davis. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, LSU! Effective offense, leading the way here and establishing this lead.
And that's how you draw it up, right? You want to come out, be clicking early, get everything going, want to get all the facets rolling. The defense right now on their heels, they have no answers. The offense doing whatever they want.
And the returner will be knocked down. Here comes that Alabama offense. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. So you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to come into a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you know, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
Quickly out to the tight end. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. He stopped at the 15, not enough for the first down, and you'd think we'd see the punt team. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. One more snap coming before halftime. Looking to throw on 1st down. Firing deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. 2 workhorse running backs who just kept pounding the rock behind offensive lines who look less like college kids and more like bulldozers. Call it ground and pound, call it pin and pummel. Both sides have been dominant, and I'm curious to see if either defense can make an adjustment.
Ready to start the second half. Alabama will kick it off. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the third. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
That's caught. It's Paul. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. They had the first down before that penalty backed them up, and now they'll snap it on second down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, LSU.
Let's see what they've got on second down. Wants to go up top. He put it out there for him, and this senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection.
Man, as a quarterback, you got to be careful. He's lucky there. If you miss high throwing over the middle of the field, oftentimes that results in interception. So lucky that ball was incomplete.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Quarterback keeper. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Off play action on 1st down. Incomplete. Man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Quarterback on the keeper. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll off one deep down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. Takes it on the return. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Fires to the right. Makes the grab. It's Turbin. And he's brought down after a nice gain. That's the way to open a drive. Now they'll put it in play just shy of midfield. They'll ride Davis here. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. The give to the left side. Forced out of bounds. Good pickup there on the ground.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Got it inside the 10. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the 2nd half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away.
Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6. And nobody's been able to hold that Tiger as LSU builds its lead over Alabama.
And listen, both these teams knew coming into this one that the more physical team was going to get it done, David, and that's been the Tigers, right? On both sides of the ball. They have been dominating in this game.
And putting up points, too. When LSU gets their offense going, they are so hard to beat. Rivalry game, regular game, whatever it is, this offense is cooking.
Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
He just has a nose for those little crevices to be able to find space, and he picks up the 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. The quick out. He gets it across the 40 and out of bounds at the 38.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. Back to pass. Caught in the backfield. It's Peace. He's right there to stop him, but the quick throw and catch enough to give them the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
Well, quarterback trying to get aggressive and trying to take a shot deep down the field, but just not on the same page with his wide receiver as the pass falls incomplete.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Gets it inside the 30, down to the 27, a pickup of 6. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. Makes the grab. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking for the end zone. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the Big Ten. Minnesota is currently trailing in this one, but I've seen crazier things in Minneapolis. Trust me when I tell you that. On this field and off it, this game is not over. They're trailing by 11 to Maryland. We'll circle back to this Big Ten battle. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. It's runs like that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Tigers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Power football with the run. There he goes. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a 1st down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Makes it past the marker. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on 1st down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get 1st downs like that run right there.
He stepped out of bounds after a huge play, but hang on just a second. Defense might get bailed out here by a flag. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Offense set on 1st down. The give out of the gun. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. Brought down at the 28. A chunk play. 15 yards on that one and a 1st down. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They go back to work with a 1st down in the final period of this one. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the 1st down. The Tigers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this.
Touchdown, Tiger! And the punishment has been extended. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
Here comes that Alabama offense. From the gun to give, looking for room. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll go right back to the run. Oh, he's got some space. Tackled at the 25, but they get out of jail with a 15-yard pickup. They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Was looking for a little more daylight for a big return, but he'll settle for the pick and setting his offense up at the 24.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
Throws toward the end zone. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long.
How about that? This team is way up in this game, and they're still taking shots in the fourth quarter. There is no let-up.
Gonna swing it on 2nd down. He's run out of bounds and didn't gain an inch on the play.
Hold offense.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Wants to go up top. He's got him. And they're able to get him on the ground.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route run. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry.
Ball's at the 24. A lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the 1st down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Touchdown LSU! And they take it in for 6 more points. With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. He threw a pick the last time they had it. Now they have to take care of the football. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Intercepted. The defense has set him up. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Leaves it with the back. Defense holds their ground, pickup of a yard. It's at the 26. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Gives it on the option. Works his way ahead for about 3 yards. Stopped at the 23.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And I really like the job by this offense because, listen, you've got the lead. Be smart with the football. You drop.
He's going for the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. They're on the board again, and it looks as if this winning streak is going to continue.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the Oak.
And here's the return. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Touchdown, Tiger. The defense gets it done with that huge interception return. Now they've got a little breathing room after that score, and a Week 6 victory is in the offing, it appears.
And this has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively, special teams, and now on defense. Here in the fourth quarter, they're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
Here comes that Alabama offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. Throws for the tight end. Soft spot in the middle. Breaks into the open. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Use the play fake, now to throw. Grabs behind the line, it's Peace. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Got his man quickly. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Off play action. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. And here comes the punt team. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. Let's see what he can do with it. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Looking downfield on 1st down. Looking deep down the right side. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
He's got it. On the move at the 30. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he's stopped, and it'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. On the move. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
They get the win. They are now bowl eligible, but when you have a 0 in the loss column, there are much bigger fish to fry.